All right, good morning, guys. Melissa here. What is new, everybody? So the new year is coming in, right? Yay, 2026. I did not think it would come this fast. This is like super fast. I mean, the days are going by super fast. I remember I was in a ladies group, and I have a lot of ladies around me, guys. I always have. But I was in a ladies group, and they're like, you thought when you had three underfoot plus two more kids, you thought when you had five kids things went by fast. Wait until you get older, they said. And I didn't really believe it. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way I could be busier than having five kids who constantly need my attention, right? You know, guys, when you're a mom, you go through it and you know what it's like. You know, like, oh my gosh, I don't have a minute for myself. I was watching a TikTok where she was like, I hate being a mom. I don't have any time for myself. You know what? That's part of motherhood. It really is. You can make time for yourself a little bit here and a little bit there. Um, like I remember just locking myself in the bathroom once and being like, I need a minute to myself just to pray. And of course, when your husband is there, your husband usually watches your kids. So when I took this group with these ladies, it was like a whole year, and my husband did hold down the fort. So that was a great thing that I had. But I was always like, I can't get enough of my kids. I don't need a babysitter. No, I don't need, a lot of time to myself. Just some time to read, some time to relax throughout the day, time to get my dishes done, time to get some housework done. But other than that, I mean, I just loved being a mother. So don't gyp yourself, ladies, of that. Do not gyp yourself of it when you are in the trenches, so to say. It's hard to see. It's hard to see later. It really is. It's hard to see, like, oh, later on I will have plenty of time to myself. Now, I am somebody who likes to stay busy. All my guys are busy. They're all gone today. One of my sons has work constantly. He's always getting called in. He's a good worker. Um, but I have all this time to myself, right? And I'm like, what do you want to do with all your time? And because I am somebody who's hyper, like I'm reinvesting in myself and I am super busy still. I mean, extremely busy. But you do have this time later on that call it midlife, call it premenopause, call it after menopause. You have this time to look back in your life and be like, okay, what didn't I get done? When I was young, I had parents to listen to. It wasn't my own life. I had, obligations in the family. When I had my own family, I had obligations. I had obligations to my husband, to my kids. When you get older, you're like, okay, now it's about you. So I know when you get pregnant, you cannot see, especially an unplanned pregnancy, a teen pregnancy, you can't see like ahead of you very far. And this is why you need other women in your life, guys. So other women can say, wait in 10 years, Melissa, and see how busy you are. Wait for this. Even when I had my kids, I had women around me. And that is the key, ladies. Oh my goodness, wait until your kids get older. Wait until this, wait until that, wait until they start dating, wait until they have a car, wait until they get their license, wait until this. So always have other women around you guys for every stage of life. And then you also learn from other women. I had an older woman, our neighbor Mary. She used to say, Melissa, I used to feed my grandkids potatoes. They were fine. They were fine. You can give them potatoes at this age. They're fine. And then when I was at the hospital, because my husband had cancer, I brought my three boys with me, and Mary happened to be in the hospital at the same time because she had like a colonoscopy or something like that. I don't know what she had, something like that. So she's like, I had just had my third born son. And she's like, bring him over. I want to see him. Bring him over. So my third son I brought over, and she had so much joy from seeing my son. And we don't do that nowadays. So many children are like in daycare and they're not even in society, right? And if you bring, kids to a nursing home or you bring them to an older person, it makes their day. And so, was it my firstborn? No, it was my third. It was my third. My firstborn had a little bit of jaundice. He was under the lights at the hospital. My third son, I was telling somebody I had 3 home births, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, wow." And she's like, "Good for you." But my third one was my first home birth, and I had him under the sunlight on the couch because he was a bit jaundiced. And she would, she kind of helped me mother. I would bring the boys over there. She would give them gifts. She would be like, "Oh, one of them, my fourth son, had a little doggy from her, a stuffed doggy, and she would give me advice all the time. When I had my grandkids, they behaved in the store. And of course, my kids were always good, but she'd be like, "Melissa, your boys are so good." And she was such an encouragement to me. And she'd be like, when I brought my grandkids in the store, I would tell them, "If you touch anything, we are leaving the store." And she's like, and they didn't. They were very good. So she was a very hands-on grandmother, and she loved her kids. And then she just turned all that around and encouraged me. So we need this, ladies. We need women who encourage other women. So that's what I got for now. Thanks for joining me, guys.